Hi, welcome to Swin at Dusk, perfect for cozy nights, quiet moments, or when your heart needs a little warmth. I am Brittany, and I hope you'll love tonight's story. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts right after.
The one that got away. It was always the smell of pine and rain that brought her back, even years later. In a city far from the place they'd met, Mara would catch that scent on the air. Damp earth, evergreen needles, the kind of air you could drink, and she'd feel him again. Luke, the boy with the crooked smile, who held her heart like it was something sacred and breakable. A memory wrapped in warmth and ache. They met during the summer, after high school, two near strangers thrown together at a remote writing retreat tucked deep in the mountains of Oregon. Mara had arrived reluctantly, still sore from the bruising weight of her parents' divorce, still angry at the world for splintering what she thought would last. She was raw, guarded, and only half interested in the idea of spending 3 weeks dissecting metaphors in the middle of nowhere. Luke, by contrast, was serenity in motion, quiet, steady, his laugh low and rare, but unforgettable. His fingers always seemed stained with ink or charcoal, and his gaze carried the kind of softness that made people lean in without realizing it. Their first real interaction wasn't even in person. Mara had submitted a short story anonymously, like everyone else. When she received it back during workshop, someone had scribbled in the margins beside her final paragraph, "This line feels like truth." It wasn't signed, but she knew. Luke had a handwriting that leaned forward, like it was racing to keep up with his thoughts. That one sentence cracked something open inside her, a belief that maybe she wasn't invisible after all. After that, they fell into an easy rhythm, walks through trails that smelled of pine resin and warm moss, long silences on the edge of the lake, shared glances during group dinners that said more than words ever could. He read her work like scripture. She listened to him speak and felt like every syllable mattered. They began trading notebooks, filling the pages with poems, sketches, questions, and confessions that were easier written than spoken. There was a cabin porch where they'd sit late at night, feet barely brushing, whispering about the futures they feared and the pasts they wished they could edit. One night, he brought a blanket and they stayed until dawn, drinking cheap wine and watching the stars dissolve. There was a lake where they swam beneath a half moon, their laughter echoing through the trees. And there was a kiss, one that tasted like honey and hesitation, lips lingering in the humid night, like they were memorizing the shape of goodbye. The night before they left, he invited her to his room. It wasn't planned or rushed, just inevitable. The way his hands trembled when he touched her, the way her breath caught as he undressed her slowly, reverently, like turning the pages of his favorite novel. Their lovemaking was unhurried, fragile, and full of questions neither of them dared to ask aloud. After, they lay entangled, the sound of rain tapping against the roof, knowing they had just created a memory that would never fade. But life, as it often does, intervened. He was accepted into a literature program in New York. She stayed behind in Portland, where her little brother needed her more than her dreams did. They promised to keep in touch. And for a while, they did. Letters sent across states, the edges soft from being read and reread. Real letters, sealed with ink and yearning, filled with poetry and updates and longing. But distance is a thief. One day became 1 week, then a month, then silence. Years passed, Careers unfolded, relationships came and went, but some names live under the skin. Then one winter, Mara was traveling for work and found herself caught in a snowstorm in upstate New York. The roads were closing, her hotel room wasn't ready, and the cold was seeping into her bones. She ducked into a small independent bookstore, wood-paneled, dimly lit, the kind of place where time bends. The warmth wrapped around her instantly, along with the familiar smell of old pages, roasted coffee, and comfort. She browsed aimlessly until her eyes landed on a table marked Local Authors. Front and center sat a slim hardcover with a navy cloth spine. The title read, Field Notes from the Quiet Ones by Luke D. Thatcher. Her chest tightened, hands shaking. She opened the book to the dedication page. For the girl whose line still feels like truth. Her vision blurred. She ran her fingers over the words like she was tracing a memory. A quiet sob rose in her throat, swallowed by the hush of the store. She stood there, surrounded by paper and snowfall, heart pounding, like the first time he'd looked at her across that pine-scented clearing. And in that moment, Mara understood something unshakable. Some people don't vanish. They echo in books, in rain, in dreams you wake up from too slowly. They remain.
Hope you enjoyed the story and it stimulated your imagination. We have more stories to come and look forward to hearing from you. Please like, subscribe, and leave us a comment.